Today will be a review of the Poloroid Hi-Print Gen 2. Now, why did I start reviewing this is because I'll be traveling overseas, in the upcoming weeks, and I wanted something to keep my memories. And I think that is something really lacking. In fact, how many of you can actually find photos that you took 4 years back? And even if you do find the photos, what does it mean to you? What did you do there? So I really wanted to have a way to organize my memories, and so I decided to buy printers, instant printers, that can actually tear out as stickers and stick on a book. But as a photographer, I do not want to sacrifice like image quality of the photo. At least the photo must look like the photo I took, right? So I'm going to do a series of such reviews. The Polaroid, the Lian, the Canon selfie, Kodak printers, and so on for the next few times, and then we'll do a comparison. But today will be the Polaroid one first. So as I said, one of the key things is really keeping memories, and the Polaroid allows you to print photos like this kind, and then quickly tear it out, put it in a book, and stick it on, and then you can write things next to it to just note what are the memories you do. It's a bit of a journaling with images, just physical, and it's a very beautiful thing, especially if you love to take photos, want to look at them in the future, and review them. But one of the greatest thing of the Hi-Print that this is a dye sublimate printer, the same technology used in some of the better printers out there. The disadvantage of dye sublimate is very simple. It takes a long time to print, as you can see here. When you start printing, it takes somewhere, I believe, around a minute. And then, you can have the paper coming in and out. And not only that, the printer has to be flat on the table, because if you put it at any other angle or accidentally hit the paper, you're going to break the print immediately. So there are quite a bit of disadvantage using dye sublimate. But the good thing is, it normally does produce good quality photos compared to other instant print technologies such as zinc paper or I'll say as Insta Mini Instax type of paper. Those are usually, I would say, as not that good so far, and that's the reason why I always hesitate to print my things on such instant printer. Dye sublimate is also the same technology used in a lot of the commercial printers for the purpose of 4R, 6Rs, and smaller. They are actually quite good in terms of the outcome. But I do not want to focus so much on those. I just want to focus on the Polaroid. And let me show you some photos in comparison with what you see on my phone screen. By the way, the light is actually calibrated to 6500, which is about the same white balance as or should I say color temperature as a modern iPhone. And some of the photos, I think the biggest difference you will see is that they are not as contrasty as the one on the phone. Obviously, the phone is using an OLED screen. You just can't beat the contrast of what you see on the phone itself. But the colors are somewhat similar, especially for the portraits. In fact, I think the portraits are really nice using these Polaroid printers in terms of outcome. I do think that when it comes to really bright photos, it doesn't work out very well. The details kind of disappear. That's one way I say. So when it comes to very bright photos, those that is shot such as in high key stuff, you will lose details there. And the other issue I noticed is also the blues. The blues are just not as accurate. The screen may be a bit wonky. At least when I saw my recording, it was a little bit wonky. But I will tell you that the blue on the photos are kind of weird also. It's like oversaturated and at times a little bit blotchy. Not as bad as some other printers, which I will talk about in my future reviews, but it can have a little bit of blotchiness. But other than that, I think it looks great for most of the photos I printed, and the details on this printer is really nice. If I was to look close in one of the photos, such as example, if you look at this now, the details on the headgear of my subject is actually very well captured. And I also like the skin tone of this. I really love this photo printed here. So the thing is that this Poloroid printer does provide decently good image quality when it comes to the print itself, and also a decent amount of details, decently good colors, some weakness in the blues, some weakness in the extreme bright stuff, but other than that, I think it's a very competent printer itself. Now, I want to say one thing is that the battery life, I'm not too sure how much or how long does it last, but I do know it doesn't last very, very long. At least when I try to print a few times and then I forget about it, it kind of run out of battery. So yeah, maybe in my very final comparison, where I compare multiple printers, I will know a little bit more on the battery life. But at least for now, I think battery life is okay. Overall usability is also very simple. I think if you saw my printing just now, it's very simple. You just press print and it goes. So in terms of size-wise, it's the same as the iPhone 16 Pro, as you can see here. And now the only difference is the thickness itself. It's pretty thick. It's pretty thick. I think about maybe, let's see, the thickness of 3 iPhones. So, it's a bit of chunky device, but no, that's not too bad. Reloading cartridges are very simple, as you can see in this video here. Just have to, load the whole cartridge, including the ribbon, the photos. It's one loading and you'll be done. It takes like less than a minute to do the loading itself, and you can print 10 photos straight away. One of the key considerations of buying such a printer is actually the cost, especially the cost per print. This printer is purchased at 109 euros and come with 20 paper to print, which makes it okay. The printers are like, what, 80 plus 90 euros. Now, the paper themselves cost about 45 euros for 60 pieces, which translates to about 75 cents per print, and this places it at a slightly more costly side per print. When you actually compare to, let's say, 4R prints, which are actually cheaper, or those by, say, zinc paper, which is like 50 or 55 cents per print, they are a lot more affordable. But that said, you get the sticky paper, you get it portable, and you get pretty good quality. So I guess there's some trade-off. Now, I'll look at more printer models in the future. If you actually follow my channel for the next few weeks, you will see those reviews get put up. I will actually review some zinc one, some other dye sublimate one, and will give you a good comparison at the end of all of this. Now, if you are seeing this in the future, great. You can just go and look at those videos and enjoy yourself. But if not, I think this video gives you a good understanding on the quality, the speed, and how this Polaroid printer works. I hope you find this useful, and if you have any comments, do write down below. If not, I will see you guys next time, or maybe in my future videos of other printer reviews. Bye bye.